Hey guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Cave for the next chapter of my 2026 collection series. So for this one, we're going to start with the boutique labels, and we're going to start with Arrow Video. So Arrow Video is probably one of the first boutique labels I started collecting for. They have a lot of mainstream movies, and also some kind of, deep cut 80s, 90s horror, and a bunch of others too. It's not just horror. A good amount of it is, of course. I couldn't even tell you what my first Arrow pickup was, but it was probably something that I didn't even understand what Arrow was at the time. It was probably picking up just a release of a movie that I liked, and then that's when I kind of started understanding how the boutique labels worked and how they were associated with those movies and the studios. So anyway, I want to say Arrow was probably one of the early ones. That and Scream Factory were probably the early ones, just because for the same thing with Scream Factory, a lot of mainstream horror movies probably just picking up something, not understanding that hey, there's a whole kind of label to it. So anyway, the way I keep my Arrow Video collection organized is basically I start with I have the box sets sort of on its own. Then I'll have the chunky box sets alphabetically. Then I'll just have whatever my slip covers alphabetically. Then I'll have my Amarais alphabetically, and then whatever steelbooks I have. I don't have that many steelbooks for Arrow, but a decent, no, I won't, not even a decent amount. I don't have many for Arrow, but just a handful. So I have a number um, of Region B movies. I do have a Region B player, and it was always kind of cheaper. There's always a cheaper option, right? So sometimes in the US, it might be a little more money, or maybe out of print, where you can get the Region B version for a good amount of money. I'm sorry, for a lot less money. And so you'll notice I have a few Region Bs. I don't collect much of Region Bs anymore. Not for any particular reason other than I don't know if there's much of a price differential. When there is, I will look to get it. But if not, I don't. And Region B locked movies are obviously, locked. I only say that because there are some labels out there that call themselves Region B, but you can pretty much play them in any player. These are actual Region Bs, and they are locked. So you would need um, a player that does that. So anyway, let's jump into it. First up, I'm just gonna go through quickly the box sets. And first up is my Hellraiser Quartet of Torment set. Like the other videos, I'm not gonna open this up. If you want to check my channel out, I'm sure there's an unboxing. I know there's an unboxing of this somewhere, but I went ahead and I got the Chatterer version of this, which I think looks awesome. I figured everyone is going to get Pinhead. Why not get something a little different? And I don't know if this was like an Arrow store exclusive or if it was just another option. I forgot. But that's nothing to mention. There are Arrow store exclusives out there. I will show you an example of that. I don't have too many of those. Maybe I have a handful, so I will show you those once we get to them. But anyway, awesome 4K Hellraiser set for the first 4 films. Just really nice hard case set. Here we go. Get a little light on here. Sorry for the light. Next up is a 4K, and it is 4K. Damn it. Someone mentioned, when I first showed this off, someone tried to point out that I didn't know what I was talking about, and it wasn't 4K, but it is 100% 4K, and it's the Psycho, The Story Continues. That's Psycho 2, 3, and 4. Which I love that they did this without including the first one. I have the first one on 4K already. I believe I have 2 versions of it, possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe I got rid of that first version, so it was a Blu-ray. But I have the first one already. I think I even have like a couple this is an upgrade. I believe I probably have Psycho 2 and 3 somewhere else in the collection as well, but this is just the 4K, so I'm happy to have this in the collection. So it's Psychos 2, 3, and 4, and yes, it is 4K for those who want to doubt. And another thing, I don't really have to explain this, everyone really knows this if you're watching this video, but of course Arrow is obviously, like Scream Factory, known for having alternate artwork on the flip side. So their Psycho collection. Next up is the Arrow Video collection, the Arrow Video Store, I think it's called, right? The Arrow Video Store collection. Yes, enter the video store, Empire of Screams. So it's got Robojocks, Arena, Cellar Dweller, Dolls, and the Dungeon Master. And this is not the first version that came out. There was a bigger box set with, you know, this is just kind of cardboard with the kind of slim Amarais within it. The original one that came out, which I did not get a chance to get, is a thicker box set, and I think the top comes off and you have the thicker Amarais. Just saw that a volume 2 is coming out for this, so excited about that for sure. And then last up, whoop, there we go. Last up, my most recent box set pickup is the 4K set of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Trilogy. Just watched the first... I watched the first one and most of the second one. I think Super Shredder just made his appearance with my son. So, but yeah, here are my my box sets for Arrow Video. All right, next up we're gonna go through the chunky box sets. Trying to remember again. I've been collecting for a long time, so I couldn't even tell you what my first chunky box set was. Maybe it was Flash Gordon. I don't think so. Maybe it was Tremors. We'll go through these, but again, it's really at this point really hard for me to remember what my first kind of pickups were. Was it Beyond the Door? We'll figure it out, and if we don't figure it out, that's okay. But anyway, so here's a chunky box set. People call it chunky box sets. People call it, I don't know what else they call it, just collector sets. A lot of other boutique labels started doing this. I feel like Arrow may have been the first, at least the first that I knew of. And here's kind of a later one. Again, this is alphabetical, where now they've started putting slip covers on these, which I'm not mad at. And then you have a kind of a hard cardboard case with the movie and the poster and a book. So again, I'm not going to crack everything open here. So the first... when these first came out, you didn't have a slip. It was just this. But now they've been coming out with slips, which, you know, I'm always for that. All right, next up is An American Werewolf in London. This is the Blu-ray version. Maybe this was my first chunky box set. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I could probably go through my videos, but that'd be going back a couple years. This was signed by David Naughton and... Griffin Dunn, but it's so annoying, and I may have complained about it. He wrote beware the moon, beware a moon, or beware the moon. I don't know what he wrote here. He used this is like my worst nightmare when it comes to going to conventions and getting some stuff signed, where they just use the wrong type of marker. So he wrote his name here, but it wasn't like a good marker. So then he ended up writing it down here, and he wrote it in the middle, which was really annoying. So David Naughton should be here, and then Griffin Dunn wrote him. So let me explain this. David Naughton started writing up here, and you can see, if you look at it straight on, you can't see it. You only can see it in, when you angle it. So he wanted to write over here. Then he wrote it in the middle. So when I got to Griffin Dunn, he was probably in his mind saying, screw that. And he wrote it over David Naughton's face. I'm like, come on. your name under your face, your name under your face. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking, but you spent a good amount of money. I mean, I think they were both like $40, $50 each, so it's just very frustrating. And at that point, we put it smack in the middle. I'm like, bro, what the Anyway, great movie. This is the Blu-ray. Do I have... No, I don't. I thought I had the steelbook of this is awesome, really awesome. I don't have it, but yeah, like I said, this is just the Blu-ray. Again, I don't know. Like, I might upgrade that if there's another collector set that comes out. It's a great movie, so I'm okay with upgrading that to the 4K if I had to. But right now, I'm fine with what I have. Next up, and here's an example of an Arrow store version. And this is Barbarella. So the one that came out, the normal, I guess, version, or the retail version, was very, well, I guess I can show you. Is it? No, I guess I can't show you. It's not part of the artwork. I wish it was, but it wasn't. But it was very bright and really cool looking artwork. But if you wanted the Arrow Store version, it was the poster art, and I thought the poster art was pretty classic, so I wanted that. So I went ahead and got that. And the Arrow Store video one is just from, obviously, the website direct. That's really the only difference. It still comes with everything. Some of these come, you'll notice, some have like pretty slim books in here, while others are a little thicker. So not all chunky box sets are equal. As you can see, Barbarella is a lot thicker than American Werewolf. Next up is Beyond the Door. This was I feel like this one went out of print pretty quickly. And there's, Beyond the Door 3 is a Vinegar Syndrome release. And Beyond the Door 2, I want to say, is a Scream Factory. I think it's a Scream Factory release under a different name. I want to say that. Hopefully I'm right. That's the thing with these boutique labels. They may not have all the movies within the same franchise. And that's very... franchise is a loose word, I guess, for Beyond the Door, because I don't think they actually have anything to do with the other movie. It's one of those series, I believe. Next up is The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, a Dario Argento film. I got this at the Archive, which is Vinegar Syndrome store in Connecticut. Another Dario Argento film is The Cat O' Nine Tails. I believe this is another 4K. Is this a 4K? Yes, 4K. Okay, so here's another example of a Arrow Store release. So here's Creepshow 2. So this is the most recent one. This is the 4K. I love Creepshow. I love Creepshow 2. So I wanted to get this. But it's identical. If you can actually see the artwork, it's identical. There we go. It's just adds color to it. So this is a, I'm assuming this is a Region B, but this is from the Arrow. This was an Arrow Store pickup of the Blu-ray of Creepshow 2. Now you'll see later that I have another copy of Creepshow 2, the one that I used to actually watch the movie. I'll probably crack this open to see it on 4K, but I've never opened the Arrow Store version. Now, there's a couple of versions that came out on this one. There was a light blue one, there was a purple one, and I believe there was another one as well. And then, of course, just the regular release. All right. Next up is a very chunky box set, and it's the Conan Chronicles. I wouldn't consider this a box set, like a a collection set. It is the 2 movies, but it does come with the poster and the book, so I put it in the category as a chunky box set. Next up, Dark City, and this is a newer one where it has the slip. Thing about Arrow, like I said, it was one of the first boutique labels I started buying for, and I just love, it's one of the first times where I was like, that looks good on the shelf, and it's all like the A's lining up. I don't know, it's just one of those things. Next up, Deep Blue Sea. Demolition Man. And again, another good reason why they're doing these slips. They're putting the, for this one, they put the poster artwork, which is great because I did not like the artwork on this. I think it's just kind of weird and plain. The back is better. I would have preferred that to be the front, to be honest with you. But they have the slip now, so just another opportunity to do additional artwork. Put this over. All right, next up, Donnie Darko. Dune. There was another version of this. I think the Arrow Store exclusive had the old school artwork on it, I think. The Steelbook, I think, also had the poster artwork on it, too. Next is Flash Gordon. First time I bought this one, I wanted the chunky box set, and the just the regular slip came in, and I was tempted just to keep it, but I didn't. I returned it and got the actual one I wanted. Next up is Legend. I believe this is a Arrow Store exclusive as well, with the original artwork. Tremors. Again, I want to say this might be the Arrow Store also. I feel like their colors may have been different, or maybe I'm thinking of the Blu-ray was a different color than the 4K, perhaps. Tremors 2, Aftershocks. Why hasn't Tremors 3 come out yet? I'd be okay if they just came out with the first 3 in these box sets, because I feel like that's a full trilogy. So once you start getting into just Burt by himself, that's a whole separate thing. Next up, Phantom at the Mall, Eric's Revenge. True Romance. This is a good one. So there was a couple releases for True Romance. I was really torn between getting the chunky box set or the Steelbook, because the Steelbook is really nice. This one is best of both worlds. So it's different artwork for this compared to the regular release of the chunky box set. But it comes with, instead of an Amaray, it comes with the actual Steelbook. And it's unbelievable. It's such good artwork. So this is one of my favorite releases from Arrow. Love that they did that. Next up is The Warriors. This may have had a different edition as well. I just don't remember. Maybe they had it with like the original artwork. But I like this one. And this, I think, was a big deal when it came out because it was the original theatrical release, as opposed to kind of what we've been getting over the last several years, where it was, I think, the director's cut that had like those comic book kind of inserts in it. Now I think this is just, you have the 2 versions. I believe you have both versions, theatrical cut and then the, I'm assuming the director's cut. Next up, Wild Things. I believe this is a 4K. Sure is. Another thing with Arrow, since they're, kind of like a UK company, their Amarays are always thicker. You see that a lot with releases from the UK. Just looks nicer on the shelves. Nice, thick plastic. And finally, Witness, Harrison Ford. This is the Blu-ray. I was late to the game on this and was unable to get the 4K. It was sold out everywhere, so I got the Blu-ray. Again, an 80s movie. I don't know if 4K really makes a big difference here, so I was okay getting the Blu-ray. But another thing to show, and you'll see this when you see the my Amaray only collection for Arrow, They do the clear, which is nice. They do the clear cases. I want to say for a while there was a time when some of them came out with blue cases. Like there was a shortage. I don't know if I'm making that up. I kind of remember that. Anyway, here are the chunky box sets from Arrow. All right, next up are my slipcover releases, starting with A Fish Called Wanda. Again, this is just an example of, the wide array of different genres that Arrow has here, right? You have comedy, horror, old school, Italian giallo films, sci-fi, just a lot of different stuff. So really great boutique label. But anyway, A Fish Called Wanda. Next up, Alice Sweet Alice. Oh, so I was wrong, by the way. Beyond the Door 2 was not a Scream Factory release. It was an Arrow release, Beyond the Door 2. And I think this was an Arrow store exclusive because this is a different name. And I don't remember, it's not, the plastic is still on it. But I remember if you got it through the store, you're able to get the slip that said Beyond the Door 2. It was a different name in the US. And so Beyond the Door 3 is with Vinegar Syndrome. Brain Damage. This has an amazing slipcover. You can't tell, but just the feel of it, it's very kind of silky, which some of these releases have. And it's just really nice. Nice. Next up, The Cell on 4K. Deadly Games. Death Screams. This is a cool slip too. I haven't opened it yet, but there's a big hole in it, and you can in the mouth, and that's the Amaray. Here's another example of this kind of soft feel slip. It's Flatliners. This is the original, not the remake. Jason Goes to Hell. Arrow has the rights to the New Line movies. So we have Jason Goes to Hell. We have Jason X. And then we have the remake, Friday the 13th. Next up, Girls Night Out. They say Vinegar Syndrome has the best artwork. I want to say Arrow is second best, if not up there with the best ones, right? And Scream Factory as well. I mean, just the original artwork is kind of the reason why you get these boutique labels. It's not just the movie, it's also the artwork, it's the packaging, it's the whole bit, right? And there's people out there. I was one of them. I used to throw away slipcovers for regular kind of studio releases. Half of my Marvel collection, the Blu-rays, I was like, why do I need this? It's a pain in the ass to take it out every time I want to watch a movie. So I would toss them. Now it's like, you never do that. Next up is Hell High. And someone tell me what this is. It's on all their releases, and I never really looked into it, but I mean, I don't know. I know the video is different colors. Maybe that denotes VIDEO. Yeah, maybe. Stupid. I don't know. I don't know if there's a meaning to it or if it's just for aesthetics. Next up, this is the remake of The Last House on the Left. I remember seeing that in the theater. That end scene is great. Here's another buttery soft slipcover. And it's The Last Starfighter. 4K? No, it's not. This is Blu-ray, I believe. Yeah. I picked this up, but that's kind of annoying too. They'll have a Blu-ray release, and then a couple months later or a year later, they're coming out with the 4K. It's just kind of frustrating. Again, I don't know if I would want that on 4K or need to upgrade that on 4K unless they came out with some new features or some big collector set. I'm fine with the Blu-ray on that one. Next up, Lover's Lane. Mallrats, this is my favorite Kevin Smith movie, hands down. Always loved Mallrats. Watched the hell out of it in college. Watch it all the time. That and Half Baked, all the time. I just had to explain to my wife what a stink palm was, and I played her the scene from the movie. Like, had you not know what a stink palm was? And the reason why it came up was because we were eating chocolate covered pretzels, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like I have a sting palm in my hand." And she goes, "What is that?" Almost divorced her on the spot. Next up, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And a lot of these, you get a lot of good sales with Arrow through the store itself, or sometimes just right now, Barnes and Noble is doing their 50% Arrow sale. So they do their Criterion, now they do their Arrow. I haven't made it out yet for the sale. There's a Barnes and Noble not too far from me, but it's always kind of a hassle to make it out there. I just haven't done it, and I want to say Amazon might be doing the price matching. I know they do it for Criterion. So, but yeah, I used to collect a lot of these at once during the sales. You'll see like the Region Bs. I'd get them all at the same time. The UK sales or the US house sales. I'm not doing that as much with Arrow anymore. But I'll still keep an eye out to see what releases they have. Once in a while they'll come out with bangers like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set. I mean, that was awesome, right? So yeah, they're still coming out with great stuff. Anyway, not sponsored. I'm like telling you all the amazing things about Arrow. My Stepmother is an Alien. This is why I love boutique labels. I grew up in this movie. I have this on VHS, or I had it on VHS. Not sure where the hell the VHS is, but I watched this all the time. It was like a random blind buy as a kid on VHS, and I watched the shit out of this. And it's not a great movie. Allison Hannigan's in it, Dan Aykroyd, Kim Basinger. John Lovitz steals this movie. I just absolutely love this movie, even though it is terrible. I love it. And who would actually release something like this other than a boutique label? It's got a ton of special features. I mean, this is why you want to collect for boutique labels. Just random releases like that are just unbelievable. Next up, Ronin. This was like $5 on Hamilton Book. You can get Hamilton Book. Go on their website. They'll have some arrows for dirt cheap. Sutherland Tales. My most recent pickup, Spawn. And finally, Underworld. And this was Barnes & Noble pickup. Not too long. Well, no, actually a while ago. I just haven't opened it. This was a chunky box set. And before I knew what chunky box sets were, they had Underworld. I remember thinking, not Underworld. Did I say Underworld? Waterworld. Jeez. Before I knew what they were, and I'm like, why the hell is it so expensive? Who the hell's want to pay that much money for this movie? But it's Blu-ray. It was on sale. And it's a nice release. So anyway, here are my slipcover Arrow movies. All right, next up are my standard Amaray releases. First up, Blood Rage. Nice Thanksgiving horror movie. The Burbs. Absolutely love this movie. I got it on sale. I think it was also available. I could have gotten the Shout Factory release. Ended up getting the Arrow release only because it was on sale. Region B again. So, but I bought a digital on this. It was like a sale on digital copies. Absolutely love that movie. Next up, Caligula. That is ridiculous. And here's my normal, kind of regular copy of Creepshow 2 that I watch. Here's an example. Here's just like the purple version of the artwork. But I have a thing for the original artwork on this. I can fix this. Here's just an example of, like I said, these are thicker Amarays. Here's just a US kind of version of a movie. Vinegar Syndrome versus an Arrow. Just thicker, nicer, girthier. Did I say that? Anyway, Creepshow 2. Deadly Manor. Again, a lot of these I pick up on sales. Deep Red. Felt light. The early Arrow releases, before I started collecting Arrow, I forgot what they're called, where it was a white box, like a white kind of side slip. I think it was a side slip, or maybe it was a regular slip, and it was kind of a square in the middle, like a window, and you saw the actual Amory inside. And they all look nice. They all look kind of uniform. Before I started getting into the collection, I think very early on Arrow releases. Let me know in the comments if anyone has those. Those are pretty cool. But I want to say a lot of them are re-released in kind of just normal Amory releases like you see here. Next up, Doom Asylum. Again, just random horror movies I'd never heard of before. Eaten Alive. I think Robert Englund's in that. Edge of the Axe. I was pissed that I missed out on the slip on that one. Edge of Sanity. Anthony Perkins. I think the artwork is really cool in this, but I do always prefer the original artwork or poster artwork. Another thing I failed to mention. So some of these don't come with slipcovers. Like, so this didn't come with a slipcover. This was just the Amory. Some come with slipcovers. And there's always like first editions, right? So you get like a first edition. It's going to be a slipcover. It's going to be some extra things in there. Maybe art cards. Maybe there's no art cards. Maybe there's a book, a small booklet. This one was a first edition, no slipcover, but it comes with like an art card. Just kind of a advertisement of kind of what's up next with Arrow. And if it's a first edition, it's coming with a book. You'll know if you get like later releases, they don't come with the books. All right, next up, Flowers in the Attic. Falked Up movie. FM. I haven't opened this. I've had this for a while, but I remember seeing it back in the day. It's like a pretty solid 70s flick. Frankenhooker, and it's signed. Want a date? Next up, Frankenstein. Again, I don't know. I feel like this did not come with a slipcover. It was a 4K, like early release. The booklet's in here. It didn't come with a slip. That was a weird one. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. So Arrow had these releases. They had Hellraiser and Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 for the longest time. They did not have 3 or 4 until they had that quartet set. So I had to pick that up. But I like to have this kind of as a backup. Next up, I have this in a kind of protective case. This is House, signed by William Catt and Steve Miner, and also George Wendt. Yep, George Wendt. He's since passed away, but got these signed at a Monster Mania convention. And then, of course, I got House 2, The Second Story, House 3, also known as the Horror Show in the US, and then House 4. Now, I got them all separately because if you all noticed, the first one is a Region A and the rest are Region Bs. I was trying to kind of collect on a budget, and I didn't understand, like, hey, these are cheap. So, and I have a Region B player. Let's do it. But I really wish I got the collection. They had like that chunky box set of House, like the first 2 stories. And then they had the bigger collection. Those are really awesome. So I wish I got those, but I never did. Yeah, I'm OCD. Next up is The Initiation. Like Vinegar Syndrome, a ton of movies I've never heard of. A lot of blind buys here. This Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 70s version, which I think I have a 4K of somewhere from another label. Madhouse. I don't love that movie. I just couldn't get into it. Maniac Cop. Love this movie, actually. I've parts 2 and 3 are with, I think, Blue Underground. Microwave Massacre. I've watched this. This is still sealed, but I've watched this, and this is crazy. The very first seconds of the movie are insane. If you know what I'm talking about. And the guy who plays this is the voice of Frosty the goddamn Snowman. I swear to you. As soon as I heard his voice, I'm like, is that Frosty? And I looked into it, and it is. Psycho 2, again, before they had the 4K release. I picked these up. I think I have another Psycho 2 somewhere I think I have it with Scream Factory as well. So I'm probably going to, I'll be honest with you, I'll probably get rid of this. I don't even know why I still have this one. I like the artwork. I don't know if there's maybe additional special features on here. But I have so many copies of it, that one might actually get sold or given away. Next up, Raising Cain, Brian De Palma film, John Lithgow. Another Region B release. Reanimator. I have a couple of Reanimators. This is one of them. I think I have another. Do I have another? I have a Laserdisc. Do I not have this on 4K? I might not have this on 4K. So maybe this is actually the only one I have on Blu-ray. Bride of Reanimator. Return of the Killer Tomatoes, which is far superior than the original, in my opinion. Just because this is just a spoof, really. I mean, like, I guess the other one was a spoof too, obviously. Scared Stiff. Slugs. So gross. Speaking of gross, Society. This was a chunky box set that I missed out on. That was awesome. But that was kind of just before I started collecting. The Stuff. Can never have enough. I absolutely love this movie. Have it on DVD as well. The Thing. I have a couple versions of this. I think I'm keeping this maybe because of some special features. And the artwork is awesome. Trapped Alive. Maybe this is my third or fourth favorite vampire movie ever. Maybe third. So you're going Lost Boys, Fright Night. Ooh, Fright Night 2. So this is fourth. Vamp. The original From Dusk Till Dawn. Absolutely love this movie. And finally, The Wind. Don't know too much about this one. Haven't watched it yet. Anyway, so here are my dropping stuff. My standard Amaray releases from Arrow. So next up, don't stop yet. Don't go away. We're gonna end with my Steelbook collection. All right, and I'm gonna end this video with my Steelbooks. Not too many. First up is 12 Monkeys. Like how they have the reversed kind of J card. Usually the J card's up here and down. They have them always here. And it's usually a continuation of the artwork. That one doesn't look like it is, but it's usually a continuation of the artwork. Next up is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I had a Region B Amaray version of this, but look at this friggin' Steelbook. It's friggin' amazing. So I had to get that. It wasn't even an upgrade. It was just another Blu-ray. But it was a B to a US version and a awesome Steelbook. Next up, Hellraiser Steelbook. Got this at a convention, luckily, that had Clive Barker and Doug Bradley there. So got that signed. Love that in my collection. Next up, The Hills Have Eyes. You see, it just kind of continues with the artwork on these. Same thing on the back. Picked that up at an FYE. Same thing with this one. The original Last House on the Left. I haven't seen it. I don't want to. I know the remake is a tough watch. Can't imagine. Next up, RoboCop. I was torn between getting this and the Chunky box. Ended up getting this because the Chunky box was sold out. But now there's a 4K, and I got the Blu-ray. And lastly, it's Weird Science. Awesome steelbook, and it's signed. So really cool. Anthony Michael Hall and Elon something. I forget his name. But yeah, that's it. That's my steelbook Arrow collection. All right, guys. So here's everything back on its shelf. Let me know in the comments below. What do you have for Arrow? How big is your collection? How long have you been collecting for it? I think next up, I might just kind of go down the shelf and get to maybe some Vinegar Syndrome. I have some Scream Factory on my right. So we have a lot to get through, and then all that over there. So we have a lot to go through still. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see you guys in the Nerd Cave.